Social media people. It is Fun Fact Friday. So from last week, we talked about the difference between righties and lefties, and I got some great questions about ambidextry. So in my intake form for massage and yoga therapy clients and for anatomy students, I tend to put on there, are you right-handed, left-handed, ambidextrous, mostly right, ambidextrous, mostly left? With the intent that this is a conversation, interestingly, on how humans are not binary. It's a little bit of a non-binary bit here, right? So while we have the two hemispheres and we have that lovely line that goes in the middle of them that say that we should pick one of those, what's interesting is that all left-handed people on the planet are ambidextrous because they live in general in a right-handed world and have to function to some fashion or other as righties to get everyday tasks done. That's not necessarily the case for all righties, but there are a lot of righties who are ambidextrous and can use their left hand. So what we look at is, are there some physical laterality things that make sense that are going to say, yep, you are 100% functioning from a righty perspective, or are you functioning from a lefty perspective up in your brain and also in your physicality, in your cognition, and all of those things. There are lots and lots of tests out there to identify it, but at the end of the day, you're just functioning the way you're functioning, whether you are left-handed, right-handed, or ambidextrous. That being said, you can test it and then go, hey, great, do I tend to be a thinker? Thinkers tend to be right-handed. Do I tend to be a feeler? Feelers tend to be left-handed. Where it's easy to access the skeleton for left-handed people, it's challenging for the right-handed people to do that. It's easy for the lefty to feel blood pressure and heart rate and body temperature inside and digestion. It's harder for the right-handed person to do that. It's easier for the left-handed person to imagine and to get very creative with visualizations. It's sometimes harder for the right-handed person to do that. But that's not always the case, right? Because again, we're not binary beings. We function in the gray there of the non-binary quite a lot. So, post any other questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and have a fantastic weekend.